are watching the Cooking with Jack show.
Alright guys, we're going to do today's recipe a little bit different. First of all, I don't remember what it's called. Some fruit pizza. Amish sweet and salty fruit pizza. No lie. Now, the reason why they call it a pizza, I would think it would be round, but the recipe doesn't ask for that. It asks for a 9x13 pan. I don't get it. But anyway, today we're going to do the recipe in stages, okay? So right now I've only got the ingredients for the crust. So we'll make the crust, then I'll take you to the next stage of ingredients, okay? By the way, some of you have written me and asked me to do more desserts, and I don't need dessert, but I heard you. This is a dessert. Shoe fly pie is coming up, I think, next week. That's a dessert. So you guys tell me what you want to see, and I'll implement it, okay? All right, so right now, come on in close. I'll show you the first few ingredients. Real simple. We're just going to do the crust right now, okay? We're going to crush up some pretzels, little brown sugar, or brown sugar substitute, whatever your choice is, and butter, okay? So let's get that mixed in a bowl right now. So you got some pretzels. You don't grind it down, but you do break them up. So break them up into little tiny pieces, like that, okay? Your brown sugar or brown sugar substitute, whatever you decide, like that. And then your melted butter, like that. There we go. Put that over there. If you feel you need more butter, it's too dry, go ahead and melt some more butter, but I think this should be enough. Let's go ahead and scrape our crust into the pan. Now we have extra butter, extra brown sugar. We got extra pretzels just in case. All right, so this is kind of what it looks like. As you can see, it hasn't completely covered, but that's okay because once we get the gelatin and the Jell-O in here, it's going to become more solid. Doesn't matter if it covers or not. Just a sweet, salty, basic crust. So we're going to put this off to the side, and let's do the fruit filling. Okay, now we've laid out all the ingredients for kind of the filling, okay? It's going to be powdered sugar or powdered sugar substitute, cream cheese, whipped topping, and either fresh or defrosted fruit variation. Whatever you're liking, blackberry, blueberry, raspberry, pineapple, whatever, okay? So let's get this all mixed together. All right, we got all our mixed fruit in here in the bowl. So let's go ahead and add in the powdered substitute or the powdered sugar. Get that put in. Okay. We'll take the cream cheese. See if I can do this. Come on, cream cheese. There we go. Get that in there. And then the whipped topping. We're going to mix this all up, get that all together, and then we will show you how to fill the pan. Okay, so before we put the filling in on top of the crust, we're going to bake this just a few minutes. 350 for 10 minutes. Let's get it a little bit of crustier, a little bit of crispier. Then we're going to fill it. And then I'll show you how to make the glaze. We'll top it. and everybody will be happy. So we're going to make the glaze. We have to simmer the glaze so everything mixes together. We'll start with 3 cups of water. Then this is the 5 heaping tablespoons of gelatin. Put that in there. This is the pineapple jello we chose to use. A little bit of salt. Sugar or sugar substitute. Put this on the stove. Simmer this for a few minutes. And then bring it back here. But in the meantime, while I'm cooking this, Tammy's going to take the stuffing and we'll show you how to fill up over the crust. Glaze is simmering right now on the stove. Fillings over here. I want to talk about a few things. We're letting this cool. Just came out of the oven. I want to thank one of the viewers and a good friend of mine for giving me the spoon set with happy faces. His name is Rob. I want to thank him very much for sending it. It was very nice of you, Rob. Okay, so some of you are wondering, why isn't this like a casserole? It doesn't look like a pizza. They call it a pizza. You can make this in a round, deep dish pizza pan and slice it like a pizza. I'm not sure that's what they call this recipe, so I'm just following their recipe. So we're using a 9x13, but you can use a round deep dish pizza pan, all right? Anyway, so let's, this is almost done cooling. We'll start filling this, and then we'll bring the glaze over and top it. Okay, guys, so we're going to fill the pan with the topping. The glaze has been simmering. You're going to slowly pour it over the top and cover the whole pan. It looks funny. We've never done this before, so I could totally screw this up. But this is what the recipe says to do. So now it is the way it is. We're going to carefully put it in the fridge and let it chill overnight. And then we will take a look at it, serve it, and taste it. All right, guys, so it looks like it's been set overnight. It kind of got thick and the gelatin kicked in. As you can see, none of it's moving. It's completely solid. So let's cut out a square and give this a try. Okay, so if this is good, what are we doing with this?
Well, I'm taking my work. I'm not eating it.
Coworkers are all rooting on. Better be good. Better be good. Go ahead. Give that a try and let me know what you think. And if it's bad, tell me. It's not like I've been screwed up on the show before. I'm all nervous.
It's kind of, it's good, but it's weird.
What do you mean it's weird?
Like you could just tell the gelatin.
Can you? Oh, you think there's
No, I'm just saying.
too much gelatin?
I don't know. No.
Can you taste the salty and the sweet?
Mm-hmm.
All right, there you go. It is salty and sweet fruit pizza. And I know it's rectangular, so think of it as the CM pizza. That's rectangular. So give it a go. Let us know what you think. And what would you grade that as?
Probably a B.
Not bad. That's passing.
It's just a texture thing for me.
All right, guys. Take care. And more Amish videos on the way.
Bye-bye.